I genuinely believe that everything happens for a reason and that everything is meant to happen exactly when it does. So, I mean, even I was talking about this with my sister the other day, even my mom dying, like it's horrible and it's fucking tragic and I miss her every single day. But is there a bright side to it? Yeah. Yeah, there is. I'm not the same person that I was back then. I'm
sure
a lot
it's
stronger.
You to grow up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lot stronger and my mom in a sense was a crutch for me. A huge crutch for me. And I think she wouldn't necessarily approve of the things that I want to pursue. If she was still here, she would be really nervous about it. So
it doesn't mean that she wouldn't support you though. Being nervous and supportive is
no,
different.
she would always support me no matter what, but I don't think she would necessarily approve, and I think it would make her really nervous, and I know myself, and I would have listened to that, and I wouldn't have done it.
I mean, have you ever thought to think that maybe she's the one that's pushing you in this direction now? Probably.
No, I never thought about it that way. But yeah,
Probably
maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it does feel like a calling.
At this point, wherever she is, she knows better than all of us.
That's true. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the person I believe in the most. I'm like, okay, if this is happening, she must be doing something. That's a really good point. I love that.
And that's how I feel about so it's so crazy because this is like me being such a man about my emotions, right? So my grandma passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And so she, like, I was like, my grandma, like my relationship with her was not the normal.
Yeah.
Like she was my other mom for sure. And so like, I remember when I lived with my mom, I lived with her also, but I would call her every single night when I didn't live with her, every single night before I went to bed, just to say goodnight, just to like hear her voice. It's so crazy. Right. And, she was like my biggest supporter my entire life. She was always there. And so that was my first major loss. And when I tell you, I was so numb to it, especially like during the pandemic, like when she was losing her mind already and she was living at my mom's. Yeah. She still knew who I was, and she'd be like, oh, like, Papi, do you want some? You want me to make you some breakfast or whatever? My mom would be like, look, don't let her use the stove because she leaves it on. She does weird things. I noticed that when I moved here and she started to go downhill, because right before I moved here, she had her first like stunt with like dementia. She had like a episode.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I completely shut down. I had no emotion. Wouldn't call. My mom would have to like put me on FaceTime with her. I had my head in the sand.
Yeah.
I did not. I went like ghost. And when I would go during the pandemic and whatnot, I stayed away from her for obvious reasons, but I wouldn't like interact with her hardly. Like I'd see her maybe twice and she was in the same house.
Yeah.
And so when she was like passing and my mom was like, oh, she's going to pass soon, this, that, and the other, it's like I couldn't figure out like why I wasn't feeling anything. But that is a feeling though. That is like I had zero emotion.
Yeah. Just
I was like a piece of cardboard. Like but come to find out that is emotion.
Yeah, it is a response in a way.
Yeah, and my mom is like being all frantic or whatever. So like me and my mom, like I'm the only one, right? So like I have to be different with her. So I think that's another reason too. Like my mom, like she's very emotional. So because I'm the guy, I have to always be like, okay, I need you to slow down. How to A, B, and C.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do? And so that's how I am with her. So when all that was happening, and also I have my own relationship with my grandma, I'm actually closer to my grandma than my mom was with her.
Yeah.
So it was definitely hitting me, and I just didn't realize it, and I was acting out a lot and like I noticed certain things here, like, going out way more than I should, like things like that I knew something was up. And so when I went for the funeral, that's the first time I ever cried. Like me and my mom went into the to go see the casket like by ourselves. I don't know what happened. I just lost my shit.
Yeah.
So I think everything was just pent up. You know what I mean? Because it's like you look at these people and you think like they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I knew my grandma was getting old, but I don't know what. Like she's not going to go anywhere. That's bionic lady. She's going to be alive forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when they're gone, you just don't know. I think it's like grief. You like process it so differently, right?
Oh my God, yeah. That's a very good way of putting it. You never think that she was my mom. I was like, oh yeah, you're going to be here forever. I never thought she was a superhero to me. I never thought that she would. I never thought that she would pass away. And it's crazy because right? It's inevitable. You're gonna go through it. It's gonna happen, but you still don't think about it. And then when it happens, you're like, oh, shit, I have to confront this now. Because I had a similar reaction to you. It's not that I completely shut down emotionally. I had a lot of emotions, but I disappeared in a sense. Like I shut down. I was not nearly as helpful as I should have been.
Your body's a shell.
I was just walking around like doing shit I shouldn't have done, avoiding like crazy. I was in the same household, but I was avoiding everything.
You don't go. You don't want to see her. It's like
no,
only if you have to.
Yeah. And it felt so odd to me because my mom and I were so close. And all I wanted to do was spend time with her when she was healthy. And then when she got really, really sick, I was like, and I was also scared because it was during the pandemic. I didn't want to be near her anyway.
Yeah, and get her sick and like.
Yeah. Because I knew if I had gotten her sick, I would never be able to live with myself. So I was terrified of that as well, which is why the pandemic was hellish for me.
Well, yeah, especially and it's like your mom too on top of it. And,
yeah.
And also you like lash out. Like there was this one time where we were going to, I was going to go to a drag brunch.
Yeah.
They'll figure. But my mom was late from work to get home, and my grandma was a vegetable at this point. Like you have to move her. She had a nurse coming.
Yeah.
Like you would go in the room and like there'd be like drool coming out of her mouth. Like it's.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Like it made me physically ill. So my mom did all the work. I never helped my mom. Never wanted to give her medicine. I'd be like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And my mom was late, and I was like, I have plans. And this was like, when was this? Like 2 years ago, if that. I was like, well, I have plans. Well, I'm gonna be late to this brunch, and I just start going off on my mom. And my mom was like, she handled it so sweetly. I think my mom knew what I was going through.
Yeah.
And I'm like throwing this tantrum at 30 years old on the phone about like how I'm going to brunch and you're late and you're fucking with my plans and da-da-da-da-da. And so I had to go in there alone to like give her medicine. And I'm telling you, like I went in there and it was just like, I like put it in her mouth. I made sure she drank it. And then I left and I was just like, and then I realized at that point, I was like, oh my God, this anger is because I just don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
I don't want to see. It's not, who gives a shit about a brunch? I've been to 10,000 fucking brunches.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to go to another one. Like I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it was just more so like, I threw like a fit about going in there. And I will never forget. I wish I didn't go in there.
Yeah, it's awful.
That image is just in my head now, and it's all I think about now.
It really does kind of stick with you. I mean, for me, it wasn't just once. But my sister took care of her, and I know that she needed our help because it was me and my dad. We kind of had a similar reaction. I know that she needed our help, and he and I couldn't do it. We just could not do it. But the crazy thing was after she died, suddenly I was like, I can do this. I can be the person that helps. And then I was the one at her funeral that was giving the speeches. I helped my sister through hers. I was the only person besides my mom's best friend that could like put the things in her casket. For some reason, I could do that.
You just bucked up and like.
I just bucked up and I was like, because my sister and my dad they couldn't handle it, and I was like, I got to do this. Like I got to be the one to do this.
I heard that.
Yeah.
My mom, even with the casket, she had to like drag me in there.
You know what's crazy? I actually just thought about this, but I feel like, yes, I did shut down, but at the times where I really had to buck up, I feel like it's going to sound like a funny correlation, but I feel like being as visibly gay as I am, it creates a strength that people don't understand unless they're going through it themselves. It does create this, like, at least in my experience, it did create a sort of strength within me that I didn't even realize was there, that I'm able to unlock.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
I kind of like don't get it, but I think I fully get it. It's like weird. I get what you're saying, but I don't, but I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I
know
mean?
we were just talking about how it does make our lives easier, and in a sense it does. But at the same time, you still have to be strong. Like you still have to have a thicker skin when you're walking around the world as a gay person.
I mean, I'll tell you what, this past year, as you know, has put me more in touch with my emotions. I feel like since I moved to LA, I've been kind of just like, I've been like a shell of myself. And obviously, you know, some of the things that I've gone through this year.
Yeah. You've had a year.
Shook me.
Yeah.
To say the least. But I think that I was just going I never stopped. Nothing. It's work. I was gonna be a barista. Okay, then I went to property management. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Like I just wanted to hustle, whatever. And then I met you know who.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't like. It's just interesting how like it's hard to accept like help, and so you kind of like shit on everyone that's trying to help you.
Yeah.
Not saying that was the only issue we had, but like it definitely opened up Pandora's box as far as like me as a person, and just like I feel like now coming out of certain things, I am just so much more. I'm like more of a crybaby. I'm a little more like I'm just a lot more sensitive. I'm a lot more like appreciative of the things that I have, because it's true. People can just really up and leave you at any time.
Leave you at any time.
At any time,
yeah.
And that is like one of the biggest lessons I have learned this year. Just really appreciate what you have.
Yeah.
Don't take things for granted. And you got to take a little time for yourself.
Oh, enjoy the moment too. That is a big thing that I've learned over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Because I get so afraid of loss. Like, that's my thing, especially after losing my mom. Of course, just talked about it. But, like, after experiencing that and experiencing the loss of friends that I've experienced in the past few years, I have such a deep-rooted fear of it. And at the same time, I have to accept that I cannot control other people.
At
and
all.
that people can up and leave you for no reason.
Yeah, but
and frankly, they're allowed to.
But the thing is that the one thing that I've learned from that is that the foundation got to be strong.
Yeah, the foundation has to be strong.
So they can walk in and out of your house, but as long as your foundation is there holding that house up, you know, then that's the whole thing, right? It's like, I think that also, like, in that situation that we're talking about, I put a lot of, like, I was very reliant, and I had to regain, like, my power back.
Yes. Yeah.
I had to, you know what I mean? So I think certain things had to happen to me. And now I just find myself to be a lot more sensitive. And now I've also learned, too, that, like, I don't have any more time to waste for shit that does not make me happy.
Oh, my God.
If I'm not laughing, if I'm not having a good time, if I'm not, you know, having good sex and eating good, I'm not into it. It's just like, that's the one. It's just like, life is so short, right?
Life
like,
is so short.
That's it. Like, we're here and then we die. So it's just like, oh, no, I don't have time. I don't have time to be miserable. I don't. Like, again, you gotta put out. You gotta feed me, okay?
It's honestly though, it's too short to be having this hard of a time. It
I'm
shouldn't
just kidding,
be that hard.
It should not be. I'm just kidding about the put out. I mean, I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I need some mental stimulation as well. But
just some.
No, listen, you know what I've been going through, okay? So it's fine. But I just it's made me learn that life is too short, for sure.
For sure. Yeah. It's too short to have such complicated relationships.
You do.
Because at the end of the day,
friends, not even just lovers. I'm talking about friends, everything.
It should not. Yeah. It just should not be that complicated. It shouldn't be that difficult.
It shouldn't be that difficult for you to be loyal to me.
Yeah.
It should not be that difficult for you to just be a fucking decent person and be a good friend. It should like the minute that you're like that you make me feel like I'm too hard to love or that I'm too hard to be friends with, goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
So like, what are we doing here then? Like, if I'm too difficult, then goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like. I think I'm pretty great.
I do too.
So
I do
think
too.
You're great too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
You want to make out?
Yeah. A little bit. A little bit. Okay, I have a good one. Can you describe your experience with gay culture in LA?
Well, except for everyone gunning for me on social media, hasn't been great.
But okay, there's a follow-up question here. But do you think the expectations put on you as a gay man are unachievable?
Completely unachievable. But I think I do a good job at making it look like I have achieved them.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
Because the expectations are insane. But for gay men, that does not exist in the lesbian community.
It does not exist. It's two different things. Like, well, you have to understand, like, men are visual creatures, right?
Yeah.
So everything is based on the way you look, this, that, and the other. And that's why I did that video on social media that the gays came and dragged me for, where I was like, oh, like, you know, you're in your J. Crew polo shirt with your Apple Watch. Your name is Mark and Todd. And it's having a conversation with you is like watching paint dry. And it's like, baby, those muscles are not going to give you a brain.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't give a shit how ripped you are, how good looking you are, what a fat ass you have. Like, if your personality and you're like who you are as a person is rotted, all that shit doesn't matter. You just become ugly.
Yeah, you just become ugly.
And
100%.
Gay men put a lot of weight in the way that they look.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them. I'm not going to sit up here looking like a fool trying to, like, you know how I am. Get haircuts every week, and it's true. It's a keep up, right?
Yeah.
So if I don't feel confident in myself, like, it's written all over my face. But that's also because I come from a community that puts such, like, pressure on me to look a certain way.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, even when I go to a club, like, you know this, I get shy. Like, I don't, like, I just kind of, like, want to, like, run and hide a little bit, but also, like, I know I have to look good and this, that, and the other. That's why I don't go to gay gyms.
Yeah.
Gay gyms. Oh my God. Like, are we working out here, or what are we doing?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it's like their shirts are off by the weight racks. They're like looking at themselves in the mirror. Oh my God. It's like it's actual hell. So I don't like working out with other gays because I just feel self-conscious the entire time. And when I go to a gym, I just want to work out. I want to look ugly. And I want to do my thing. It's just, but yeah, gay men have an unrealistic beauty standard. And I say that because I'm over here, like, trying to live up to it also.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, again, goes back to men being visual creatures. And sometimes I find like with dating, like it doesn't matter how mentally stimulating you are, that person just wants you to look a certain way.
Yeah.
I don't like people who look like this. Well, or like my favorite one is like on Tinder is like, just know your way around a gym.
Oh my God. Do people actually say that?
Oh, they say that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I know like
the guys.
I know the no femmes thing, which is also ridiculous.
Like not for me, it isn't.
No.
But like.
Well, I mean, that's, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, just know your way around a gym. I'm like, oh, that's your nice way of saying don't be a fat ass. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I was like, well, if you write that on your profile, I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah, for sure.
If your profile says no femmes, no this, no that, I will not talk to you.
Yeah, because you're just a piece of shit.
You're just a piece of shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like you're well in that whole thing because like, we've had this discussion many times, and actually on my new TikTok, I have a lot of videos about like liking femme guys and this, that, and the other, and the discourse.
Oh my God.
That this creates. Go take a look at those comments.
Listen, I relate to that very heavily because I'm a mask that likes other masks. Not solely, but like I like other masks. I don't care if you're femme or if you're mask. If I find you attractive, if we vibe, fuck yeah. I don't give a shit what you present yourself as. Right. And the amount of, oh my God, the amount of discourse, the amount of hate, the amount of repercussions I've received from that.
For what? Like, are you eating her out or am I? Like, which one is it?
Like, at the end of the day, you're still a woman when you take your clothes off. I don't care if you have short hair. The fuck?
Exactly.
Like, what?
Oh no, the TikTok gays go wild.
And it's just, it creates such a discourse in the lesbian community, and that is very similar to like the no femmes in the gay community.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's these comments. I mean, they're like visceral. I mean, the twinks love me, obviously. Oh my God, thank God. Like, I'm so glad that we have people like you. Like, speak king. Da 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 da. It's so like I think it's cute, but like I'm just like it's true though. I mean, more people love it than hate it. Yeah. And it's like, well, it's just a preference. Well, I'm gay, so I like men. Okay, so do I. But
I just like gay shit.
Well, yeah. I don't understand how this is even a thing. Like, you're obviously very bothered by it because you're making a video, and like I'm gay, so obviously I want a man.
It's the exact same thing for lesbians.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gay, so I want a woman. I'm like, well, bitch, you look like a dyke. So what's happening?
Well, it's like my friend back in Miami. Like, I dated this one guy, but he was very effeminate. Yeah. And I was like dating him, and I like brought him to a party and all this stuff like that. And I will never forget. And my friendship with him changed. I still know the guy. My friendship with him is very different though. I just lost a lot of respect for him. Yeah. He like pulled me aside. He was like, "You're supposed to fuck them, not date them." I was like 23.
Oh my God.
I will never forget that comment. Like it's like lives rent free in my head.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
I'm like, baby, I was like, when you have 3 drinks, you in the club twirling just like them.
Yeah.
So, you out here telling me how you getting plowed every weekend, but you worried about him?
Yeah.
Leave his Gucci bag alone and go mind your fucking business.
Well,
like, who
exactly.
cares?
And like, you're so mask presenting, but I always say this. It's like you open your mouth and your purse falls out.
Oh, they love that. It's some of the gays. You like them because you're one too. And I said,
what's wrong with that?
Because you're so one too, or like your voice doesn't match your face. You know, I get that. I send you those all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's giving like they'll put like a scruffy emoji, but he's giving with the nails. His face also doesn't match his voice. I swear that man's face does not match his voice. I'm like, okay. I was like, so you think I'm mask?
Yeah. So you think I'm mask? Also, where's the lie though? With the scruffy and the nails.
And they act like I give a shit. I was like, obviously I don't care. That's why I keep making these videos. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it is a thing for sure. You're supposed to fuck them, not date them.
I cannot believe that he said that.
Oh, like pulled me aside like he was doing like a big brotherly thing. Like, it was years ago. I don't even think he remembers it. Yeah, and this poor kid was just like the sweetest guy.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, why would you say that? Like.
Oh God, that's so fucked up. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing in the lesbian community. Like when I go out with a mask and I'm dating another mask, the comments, the looks.
Is it really?
Yes.
I said, what they doing, bumping dicks?
Oh, which one's the top?
Oh God, yeah.
I'm like, oh God, who cares? At the end of the day, we're both women.
I will say, with the guys that I date, it's pretty obvious. But
yeah, that's true. That's
but
true.
I mean, yeah, no, for sure. I don't. God, it just what's going on with gays?
I don't know. I think there's just a lot of internalized homophobia.
Well,
and there's a lot of internalized homophobia, and now I've started to feel a little bit of shame around being attracted to other masks. And I never felt that way before, but I moved back here, and all of a sudden I was so pressured to like femmes, And I genuinely like femmes. I do. I find them beautiful. I think
not as much though.
No, that's not true. I really do like femmes. I think I'm pretty evenly split, and I love that. And but still, the amount of shame that I get for being attracted to masks is fucking crazy.
No, that is what I'm gonna tell you. Like if I am like with a really femme guy and I'm like holding hands or whatever, like people do look.
Yeah,
for sure. Like it's like oh, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, like when I sent you up to that one guy a couple years ago, remember, like he was like so shocked that I was into him.
Yes.
Like stunned.
Yeah.
Like, wait, he's into me? He even told me, he was like, I don't know, like you're into me?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like I've been sitting over there with a chub for the last hour. Like, yeah, I'm into you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
But it's true. Like there is like something in there though, because I don't think they expect like certain. It's just, I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really approach masks anymore. I don't, because it's just
I'll
like
approach him for you. I'll be like, what up, bro?
What's up, bro? Well, the second I get that,
What
I'm
up,
like,
man?
we're friends. If what's up, bro?
No,
I'm like,
I've noticed
we're friends.
that with lesbians. I've noticed that when y'all say what's up, bro, oh, that's a friend zone.
That's a friend zone.
It's kind of like when guys are like, we're like, girl.
Yeah, it's very that.
Come on, girl. Come on, sister,
girl.
sister.
That's a friend zone.
Total like,
if I
hey,
walk
sister.
up to another lesbian and she goes, "What's up, bro?" I'm like, oh,
whoa.
Oh, that's a shut. That's a shutdown
Grabbing
for sure.
that imaginary crotch that's not there.
Yeah,
hey, what's
for
up,
sure.
bro?
He's like, what's up, bro?
Damn.
Shit.
What's the strap giving?
Yeah. For sure. But listen, it really is. It is funny. Like I guess people. You know what people have said that I think is so funny? They refer to me as like the bisexual of lesbians.
Bisexual lesbians.
The bisexual of lesbians, because my attraction is really split down the middle between masc and femme. Like I genuinely don't care as long as I vibe with you.
I've shown people some guys that I like, and they're like, "Oh, so you're straight?" And I'm like, "Basically."
I mean, basically.
Wait, you think I'm masc?
Yeah. Wait, you think I'm skinny?
No, I just don't know what it is about a handkerchief around the neck and a crop top that just gets me. Oof.
Yeah. But every single time we're at the bar and you make me walk up to a guy, he's always some twink. Like always. And don't get me wrong, they're always very cute, but still. I love it. You're just very predictable.
I know. I've come to the conclusion that this is just what I like.
Yeah, it is
like,
what it
I've
is.
accepted it. Like it's fine. Like I just like, because it's true.
It's
like
okay.
I've been with more like in the middle guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so boring. Like
yeah,
the fuck. Like
again, it comes back to
ugh.
it. Yes, it's attraction, but it really comes back to: are we gonna vibe? Are we gonna have things in common? Are we gonna be able to talk all day? These are important things.
Well, and to tie it back to like the beginning questions from the beginning of the interview, it goes back to like your parents creating like that stable life. I never felt like I love myself.
Yeah.
So femininity does not bother me
the
way it bothers other gay men who have gone through things, who have not worked through their issues.
Yes.
So it just it all goes back to your home life. I was super comfortable with myself. So when I see some little like twink bopping around there, like with a limp ass wrist, I'm like, oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I can see myself in that. You know what I mean? It all goes back to the way that you were raised.
It does.
I know the gays are gonna go in the comments. It's a preference. Oh, he needs to shut up. Da-da-da-da. Like, is it though? I don't know.
It's I don't know. I feel like a lot of it. Yes, it could be a preference because people are entitled to their preferences, of course. But I feel like a lot of it is shame or within yourself, because I'm starting to feel that shame too. Like there is pressure.
Well, don't.
Like I mean, yeah. I'm at the end of the day.
You were talking to Kelly
stable.
about that.
Yeah, I was talking to Kelly
because she was saying
that.
like, oh, like they'll look at her and be like, hey, bro, but it's like, no, I want to like.
Yeah, but like, no, I'm trying to fuck.
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to fuck. Yeah,
I'm trying to fuck. That's what she said. No, it's true. I mean, is the shame really that severe? No, but I just know now that okay, if I do this, I'm gonna get some comments, and I need to be okay with that. And
yeah, who cares?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm very comfortable in both my masculinity and my femininity, which is why being with either type of person, I could see myself doing it.
And same.
And I'm happy with it.
I don't mind that whole. It's funny because like when the comments tell me that I'm like, oh, like he's a queen. I just get queenier.
Yeah, me too.
I don't really care. Like at the end of the day, like my masculine, like my mask side comes out when it needs to come out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Yeah. Like it's just like I'm very comfortable with myself, so I'm just like you in that regard, and I have zero shame around it.
Yeah.
Y'all are just boring.
Exactly.
Not you, but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. It's the universal you.
Okay.
I don't know. That makes sense to me, though. It's, yeah, I'm assessing it now in real time. I guess the shame, like I said, it's not that intense because I think I'm so comfortable with both sides of myself, the yin and the yang. And I'm okay flip-flopping those roles. Like, I can see myself with a femme girl. I can see myself with a mask girl. It doesn't matter to me. Whoever makes me happy at the end of the day.
I feel
all
that.
I care about.
I've always said that also, but
you also know, I think deep down you know who's going to make you happy at the end of the day.
Me ending up with a mask guy is very doubtful.
It's very doubtful.
Very doubtful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's going to happen. That's not in the cards for me.
I don't think so
Not
either.
in this lifetime, at least.
No, because you may present the way you do, but you're so feminine. And
my interests are very like,
your interests are very feminine.
Yeah, but that's okay though. Like it doesn't. Also, I don't like feel like less of a man because of that. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't really like. And also, like it's so funny because straight men now are so gay. Like y'all want to be gay so bad. Like these straight men. It's like, oh yeah, well I listen to Madonna too, and it's just like, oh shut up, Jacob. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
Jan.
Look, Jake, like, stop trying to be us. But it's true. Like these fucking straight guys are so like. Especially with the way they groom themselves, they're so effeminate, and they're becoming so much more vocal about like liking things in other places and whatnot like that. So it's just giving like men the freedom to express themselves, right? Because men are the ones with all this repressed crap, and they are taught to subconsciously hate feminine things, hate women. Let's just say what it is. Yeah. So it's not about It's not really about it's a femme thing.
Yeah, it is a femme thing.
People are they're viewed to look at femme as being weaker.
Yes, that's
and
exactly
I don't
what
view
it
it
is.
that way. I'm like, oh, that's a bad bitch.
Yeah, you love femininity.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she looks good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I view that's more powerful to me than like a lumberjack. Or like your like masculinity. Like that doesn't like, oh, okay, yeah.
I feel the same way because if I look at a woman that's so femme, I'm like, damn, man, good for you. I don't look negatively on that.
Yeah, me neither.
Same with really feminine gay men. I'm like, yes, queen. I think that's stronger than the way that I present myself.
Now you having a deeper voice than me talking about yes, queen.
Okay, listen, I need to address this right here, right now on the podcast.
Shit made me nervous.
This man always says, why you got so much bass in your voice?
Oh. That woof. I said, I thought she was hitting on me at first. I was like, oh my God, so you trying to top me?
The first conversation we had, he's like, damn, ooh, what is that voice?
I said, I don't know.
What is that?
I said, young man.
Young man.
Young man. What's the giving?
I knew when I started this podcast, I was like, I have to be comfortable with the way my voice sounds.
It's very soothing.
Yeah. I actually like my speaking voice.
No, you have a face for radio.
That's really sweet. Really sweet.
For sure. You're meant for this. Audio only.
That's audio only. Cool. All right, I can just throw the acting thing in the trash.
No, I'm just kidding. She's gorgeous, obviously. Hello. I'm sorry, he.
Okay.
He's a beautiful young man.
Remember that comment? Young gentleman.
That comment. She got this comment in the comments on one of her videos.
Oh my God.
Not comment in the comments. Saying, what's that little boy saying?
I forgot what the video was, but it was on YouTube Shorts. And this guy goes, what's that little boy saying? And it was...
It's like when they comment on my face and my voice, I'm like, I love that shit.
I'm
that. Like, oh, great.
No, I saw that and I laughed so hard. That shit was so fun. I took a screenshot and I posted it on my story. And I said, I forgot what I responded with. It was something like that.
Wait, you did respond with something?
I responded with something. I think I said, honestly, this is iconic.
It is. I reply with similar things, like, especially when they like read me for filth about how gay I am. I'm like, oh, work, mama.
You ate that.
You ate that. I write comments like that. I'm like, I think when I put work, mama, with the nails, I was like, you ate that.
When the read is so good, you have to be like, you ate that.
Yeah. Damn. You got a point.
Gays, shady motherfuckers.
I know.
We are shady to each other. That's a whole other topic.
Yeah, so that's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole other podcast. But like,
it's like women on, just to wrap it, it's like women on women, right? So it's the same thing. Like gays don't want to see other gays succeed. That's why they get into the comments and they troll you and they do all that shit. It's the same type of like lesbians with lesbians.
Yeah.
People, like, we just love to hate ourselves.
Yeah.
Why?
It's crazy. The only people who aren't like that are straight men. for the most part. I've seen that.
Oh God, okay. I'd rather stick to hating ourselves.
No, but it's kind of unfortunate because I'll look at my brother-in-law, for example, and he and his friends are so supportive of each other. They just want each other to genuinely succeed, and there's no drama within their friend groups. And then I think about my friends, I think about the lesbian community in general, and then the gay community.
The gayer.
Gayer. I was gonna say like the gay community at large, but we are just hateful to each other.
Totally.
We do not
It's
want...
hard to find good like male friends and female friends.
And female friends. 'Cause lesbians, man, we're fucking mean to each other.
Y'all are mean to me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like just so awful to each other at times. I mean, the community is very divided in this sense. Like it can be so great. And it's great to know that you're surrounded by people who understand your lived experience. That's beautiful. But at the same time, when you get too engrossed into it, it's just hateful.
Because if you can't hate yourself, what else you gonna hate?
Period. But yeah, there's just that's not true. There are definitely some gems in there. Like I love my friends very, very dearly. My point is we all have to be just kinder to each other. Yeah. It's hateful out here.
And not Ellen be kind, because she was lying.
She was totally lying.
But be kind.
But genuinely, just be nicer to each other.
Yeah, no, for sure. And again, just to agree with something in my comments, I will say some people do come for me and they're like, oh, like this is just like spreading like hate or whatever. But it's just like I don't feel like my videos about the honesty about how gay men are with each other, or like those guys that are at the chapel that wear like the tight shirts and the Apple Watches who just hang out with carbon copies of themselves. I don't think that's like, well, actually no, I don't agree with that. I don't know why I started out saying that I was agreeing with it. I don't think speaking the truth is being unprideful. Like somebody said that I was being unprideful, and like on Pride Month, like it's so sad to see me talking so down about like other gays in the community, and I'm like, no, I'm talking down on the gays. Those specific men, we all know what they look like, who look down on others because they don't look like them, have the same interests, or are in the same skin tone.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the truth. Because let's be honest. They all hang out together and they're all white.
Yeah, it's true.
So you're not going to sit here and tell me that I'm being unprideful because I'm telling the truth. Yeah. I'm actually speaking up for the minority.
Yeah.
And the funny part is that it's only a couple comments that are like that. Everyone is like, preach. Oh my God, someone said it. This, that, and the other. And it's like true. Like these guys are annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
So you think that I'm unprideful because I'm talking about them because they're not accepting of other people.
Yeah, for sure.
They want muscle-bound little monkeys just like them, hanging around talking about shit that don't matter. I said, oh girl, it's like watching paint dry talking to these motherfuckers. Like, oh my God.
God, I can't.
Is there a personality in there? They all work in like finance or like something in tech, and it's just like talking to them. It's like, if you don't have a six-pack, get the fuck out my face.
Yeah, which is so. Yeah, and the lesbians can be like that too in a different way. But it's just disappointing.
Extremely.
Yeah. Way to end this on a positive note.
And on Pride Month?
On Pride Month.
Not, they're going to come for us.
Oh, for
I
sure.
know
Oh, for
God.
Sure.
Get those two F words out of there.
I know. God, get them out. Get them out. No, we love being gay, okay? We love being gay.
I know, we do.
Yeah.
So anyways, just to wrap up my podcast.
I was going to say you know what? I was going to say thank you for being on, but take it away. All right, I'm putting the mic down. In fact, take it away.
Well, anyways, I want you guys to thank me for being on. In the comments, tell me how cute I look. And tune in next week for another episode of Pride in Progress, my podcast.
You know what? You ate that.
You ate that.
I love you.
I love you too.
Bye, babe.